Hey guys, this is Shavetta, and today we're going to talk about Boundaries Part 2. And the topic of today is Boundaries and the Martyr. Okay, and so for those of you that don't know what a martyr is, there are two types of martyrs. There is one that dies for their country, for their beliefs, and for their religion. And then there is one that uses suffering for their own benefit and for the purpose of manipulating other people. Okay? So sometimes, if you are a giver, you can tend to roll over into that category of being a martyr. Okay, and so the definition really of what I wanted to look at today of what a martyr is a person who unnecessarily sacrifices themselves for others while ignoring their own needs. Okay, now there's also something that's called a martyr complex. Okay, so generally, these are the people that I see on a regular basis. For those of you that don't know, I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Tennessee, and I have my own private practice, and the name of it is Restore Life Behavioral Health. And so I do see clients, and I see them, and so I see this come in my office quite a bit where people come in and they begin to complain about all the things that are going on with them. And then I hear the things such as, I do things over and over and over for my family. People take, and take, and no one ever pours back into me. What about me? And sometimes if you're that strong person, whether it's the strong girlfriend in the family or best friend, if you're that guy that is strong and always helping other people, then you have to watch out for the martyr complex. And so the martyr complex is generally something that has been conditioned in you since childhood, okay? So generally the root cause of it is somehow along the road you were told that it was your job to take care of everybody else. Okay, that's one. The second one is somewhere you have been in an abusive relationship. So domestic violence breeds martyrs. They do take a lot of sufferings and literally beat downs for the sake of others. So you'll see where mother will jump in and take a beat down from the husband because she doesn't want him to attack her children. Or you'll see the oldest child taking the responsibility for the younger siblings because they don't want to see them hurt. Or if you know someone that has been molested or raped, they'll jump in and, take it for someone else. And this tends to create a victim mentality, a martyr complex. Okay? And so, when you look at it from that was psychological, the point that I just made. Now I want to move to more of a spiritual side of things, which talks about the victim's spirit. This is where a person has taken on a victim spirit, and you will begin to attract predatory spirits and people that end up abusing you over and over and over again. And so you'll start asking these questions. How do I always end up with this same type of person? Is there a sign hanging on my back that says, hello, come and abuse me? So you have to really sit down and look at your life to see what's going on, what pattern of behavior is bringing this about in my life, and how do I get free from this stuff? Okay, so let's look at some behaviors here, okay, that we have to let go of. So we have to begin to let go of trying to save everybody. So if you want to look at a theological standpoint, that's what they call, as well as psychological, they call that the Messianic Complex. That's where you're everybody's Jesus. You're everybody's Holy Spirit. You're trying to save the world. And yes, we are to be sold out for Christ. If you're a Christian, we are to be sold out for Christ. But even Christ says things like, choose this day who you will serve. So God is a gentleman. He does not force people to serve him. He said, I want you hot or I want you cold. If you're lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. You cannot force people to be what you want them to be. Okay? And so let's look at then how we can get free from this. First of all, being a martyr is not a good thing when you're doing it to manipulate people. So if you're constantly giving and you're constantly suffering for the sake of other people, but you're not meeting your own needs, basic needs, God is not wanting you to do that. Okay? There are times where you have to tell people, no, you have to handle this on your own. But a martyr will say, I'll do it, don't worry about it. And this is when you'll hear something like, honey, I washed, cooked, cleaned, mopped the floor. Didn't nobody help me with nothing. Okay, who told you to do all of that? If you're not asking people to help you and you're just running in there doing it all yourself, then that is on you. You're being a martyr. Okay? If you're paying all of your adult children's bills, and you're not making them responsible for anything, you can complain all you want to, but the question is, who told you to do that? Let them pay their own bills. They're never going to learn how to grow up. It is time to cut the apron strings. Don't be a martyr. Okay? If you're the type of person that refuses to let go of your adult children, of your siblings, of those that you have taken care of for years, and it's time to cut that apron string, it's time to let it go. Being a martyr is only going to be detrimental to you, because in the end, just as we look at ISIS, when those people blow themselves up for the sake of Allah, well, I'm not going to say one way if they're right or wrong, but what I will say is at the end of the day, what we know they are is dead, okay? And what happens with a martyr is you end up dead emotionally, dead spiritually, and almost dead physically, because your blood pressure run up high, you're overweight, you're tired, you're exhausted, and everybody has their needs met but you. Okay? So being a martyr is not good for you. So I want to look at the good news of it all. The good news of it all is it is time for you to have dominion and take your life back. Okay? Martyrs are victims. Okay? They're perpetual victims. Over and over again, you're victimized. Over and over again, you're victimized. Over and over again, you're victimized. And you're complaining, you're groaning, you're moping, you're miserable. And it's time for you to begin to have dominion over your life. Take your life back. Give other people their stuff back. Let them do it, because being a martyr only leaves you in one place: dead. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, exhausted, drained. You have nothing to give. So let's have dominion over our lives and dominion over this victim spirit, and begin to say to yourself that I will never be a victim again. And I suggest to you to find someone that can walk with you through this, because it takes time to come out of this unhealthy pattern. It takes someone that has some knowledge and some wisdom to walk with you through this, and hold your hand and tell you, try this, try that, and hold you accountable, because it's very easy to get back in that pattern if that's all you know is being a giver, 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 giver. There has to be balance, guys. And the balance is reciprocity. It's mutuality. You cannot be in a relationship with somebody and are always the giver. It takes two people in a relationship, one that gives and one that takes, and back and forth. Okay? So God bless you guys. I pray that you have a great week. And I thank you so much for checking out Boundaries Part 2, The Martyr. Let's break free from this. Let's have dominion over our lives again. You matter. God bless you. Take care. Bye.